second role is that he is the sacrifice. But it doesn't just say sacrifice, does it? Have a look down there in verse 2. He is the atoning sacrifice. And that word is important. And I think there are two aspects going on in this atoning sacrifice. Two aspects. One is the removal of sin, and the other is the removal of God's wrath. And the two work together. They go in harmony. So God is angry at sin, at human sin. And it's right for him to feel that way. When we see something in news stories that we know is definitely wrong, we have this right anger about what has happened. But with God, it's not like he's lost his temper. It's not like he's flown off the handle, as we sometimes say, but that in this very controlled way, he has this position of anger towards human sin, which is right for him to feel. You see, he's given us our lives, and he's given us this perfect world, and we've used our lives to defy him, and we've broken the world that was once perfect. And we can think about that for how that comes across in every time we do something that is wrong. So every time we lie, we're defying God who has designed us to live in the truth. Every time we lust, we're defying God who has taught us to honor people as those made in God's image rather than to objectify other people. Every time we overwork and don't take time to rest, we're defying God who has given us the good gift of rest, which we ultimately then find in him. So for these different ways, and we could carry on going with every kind of sin, with these different ways we defy God. We defy his ways for us. But that anger is taken away. That anger for our sin is taken away through the sacrifice of Jesus. And that's because he takes our sin, our defiance, upon himself. In his death, he dies for our sin, bearing our sin. And in doing that, he absorbs the anger that ought to be ours. Because our sin is upon him, and our sin is what the Father is angry at, God himself is angry at. Well, when the sin is taken onto Jesus, well, the anger is taken into Jesus as well, because the sin is with Jesus. And that's what it means when Jesus is described as an atoning sacrifice. He takes our sin and takes the anger that we deserve as well.